I grew up in New York City.
New Haven, Connecticut.
Denver, Colorado.
Born in Moldova.
In Israel.
Boston.
Frankfurt, Germany.
Baltimore, Maryland.
Brooklyn, New York.
The Bronx.
I remember when somebody asked me, how come that there's so many people from the East out here? I said, because that's as far west as you can go.
Coming to California was an opportunity to start over.
Always had wanted to move to California.
I wanted a Shabbat community.
I wanted to start an internet company.
Moving from the East Coast to the Bay Area was difficult.
Not originally in any way an enthusiast.
It's certainly a struggle here to participate Jewishly.
On Passover, you couldn't find a store that sold matzahs.
I hated it the first 6 months.
A little more spread out, a little more hidden sometimes.
A little bit more challenging to find it.
I struggled. I went to different shuls and services.
Once you find them, it's family all over again.
San Francisco soon felt like home.
And then I felt so free when I came to the Bay Area. There was this incredible openness.
My idea of bohemian heaven.
Hippies and peace and love.
Just a little bit of less pressure.
I was myself. I was in my element.
That's a very special kind of environment.
We're on a kind of frontier here.
We loved the interest in innovation.
Community of people who are seeking out the
There
future.
are people looking for something new.
No one's looking down on anybody, and no one's tisk-tisking.
That has transformed my life.
California was incredibly good to my family.
We have this homegrown family now.
It is where I belong.
Here, who wants to fight? We're living in paradise.
I'm Paula Pretlow. I am a transplant to San Francisco. I raised my children and lived in Orinda, California for the last 27 years.
My name is Lindsay Lassman. I am 34 years old. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area with my husband and 2.5-year-old son.
My religious upbringing was as a Christian Scientist. In fact, I was a third-generation Christian Scientist in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, of all places.
In 2006, my then boyfriend and now husband, Ohad, accepted a job in Silicon Valley. He works in technology, and this is where we needed to be for what he does.
I like the questioning, but I didn't feel that Christian Science was my true home. And as I got older and explored different religions, my heart and soul was always towards Judaism.
So we moved here and have made a home.
When I turned 50 years old, I said to myself, I can keep wishing I was Jewish, or I could actually do something about it.
Moving from the East Coast to the Bay Area was difficult. I hated it the first 6 months. I felt very far away from family and friends and a little adrift.
It's a lonely road to take when you've made the decision on your own, and not because of a marriage or anything else. It's because this is what my soul required me to do. And walking in and saying to a rabbi, this is my heart and soul's desire, it's a lonely step to take.
A rabbi I knew in Washington, D.C. at Washington Hebrew suggested I meet Larry Raphael at Shereth Israel. And Rabbi Larry showed me Shereth Israel and walked around, but then he took me into the sanctuary. And I looked up and I saw this beautiful dome and the detailing and the painting and the lights, and it was unlike any synagogue I'd ever seen.
And I found myself sitting in the back row. I would slowly inch up. I would challenge myself to get a little closer. And I'd sit on the edge. I'd sit on the end.
And we got very involved immediately.
My next challenge was then to go into the oneg. And not knowing anybody and going into a room full of people who were strangers was a challenge. And I would say, okay, 2 minutes. I go in, I talk to one person, 2 minutes is up, I get out of there and go home. And I would challenge myself like that week after week, and before long I was the last one leaving the oneg.
We got engaged 4 months after we arrived, and then 6 months after that, my grandmother fell ill and died. All throughout this, Rabbi Larry and Carrie Rice, the membership director, and other members of the synagogue leadership reached out to me, said either mazel tov or passed on their condolences and whatnot. But what was really a trying period for us is when I got pregnant.
When I went to the mikveh in August 2007, it was as if I were being born. It was one of my life's most memorable, amazing experiences, right up there with giving birth to my own children. It was my rebirth. When I took a dip and came up, it was as if I felt the presence of my mom. And she was right there with me. And I could feel her presence, and I could feel her saying how proud she was of me that day.
Ohad would drive down to work in Silicon Valley, come home, do the shopping, make dinner, do the laundry, give me what little attention he could because he was so busy. And it was really difficult. But the rabbi called, and people offered to send over food on Sundays. And I had other people come over and cook, and just our friends were so amazing. And I think it really surprised my husband and I how everyone stepped up to be there for us.
What makes me feel at home being Jewish is that I'm so comfortable when I walk into my synagogue, when I walk amongst Jews in Israel, wherever I am, I just feel so comfortable and accepted and loved.
And they continue to be our best friends to this day. Whether it's Thanksgiving or Rosh Hashanah or birthdays or Super Bowl, we have this homegrown family now, which is one of the reasons I love San Francisco.
It is where I belong. Whatever home means, whatever that comfort, whatever that safe haven, whatever that safety, that knowledge that you are around people who understand, that's what being home is to me, and that's how I feel as a Jew.